All right, let's get this heavy chain attached. Just need to find the secure tow point.
There, locked in.
Time to pull this beauty out. Time to get rid of this rust. That's better. All right, let's get this heavy chain off. It's really rusted on here. Just gotta break that seal. Time to tackle this rust. This looks challenging, but I'm ready. All right, here we go. Good. Yeah, that's it. All right, strap released. That's one step closer to getting her running again. Wait a minute. All right, time to get this compressor outside. Let's do this. All right, let's get this organized. Oh, there they go. You can see right here, the rust is really deep.
Yeah.
This is gonna need a patch panel, not just a fill, but it's nothing we can't handle. All right, let's see just how deep this corrosion goes. All right, time to tackle this deeply rusted caliper and rotor on the M4. This is gonna be a satisfying job. Okay, significant rust near the front wheel well. Need to document that carefully. Okay, this engine is severely rusted. It's gonna need a lot of work. All right, time to tackle the rust on this M4. It's even worse than I thought. Look at this. All right, mirror removal time. Got my ratchet and gloves ready to go. All right, time to remove this mirror. Be careful with these clips. There we go, just gotta disconnect the wiring now. All right, wheels off. Look at that rust, it's really seized up in there. We'll take care of that. Here's our project, a rusted brake assembly. All right, and we're just gonna carefully lower this down. There, perfect. See you next time. All right, time to mark this one for replacement. Just a quick X to be sure. Perfect. All right, time to tackle this rusted beast. All right, finally got it off. Look at that rust. All right, let's get this bumper off. Just need to carefully unclip these tabs. There we go, satisfying click. All right, one bumper down, Only a few more steps to go on this project. All right, let's document this rust for the record. Time to tackle this rust. Look at that reaction. All right, and there it is. Looks like we found the problem. All right, time to tackle the hood. Carefully now. There we go. Easy does it. All right, lid's off, and there's the rust, just as I expected. Woo. Let's take a closer look.
All right, rusted fender section. Let's cut it out. All right, time to cut out this rust. Finally got it out, looking good.
Okay, that's the rusted section out. One step closer to finishing. All right, finally got this thing out. Oh, wow, look at the rust under here. All right, time to pull this back. It's time to reveal the damage under here. All right, let's get this trim piece off carefully. There we go, nice and clean. Okay, door panel is off. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, let's get this console out of here. Pry gently, got it. Now to disconnect these wires carefully. Last one, excellent. All right, let's get this sunroof out and see what we're dealing with under here. Careful now, lots of rust. All right, time to tackle these exhaust tips.
Yeah.
Look at that come right off. Nice and clean now. Time to tackle this rust. This rust converter works wonders. And now for the wire brush.
Whoa.
Look at that, good as new. Time to strip this BMW hood. Watch this paint bubble and peel. Time for primer. Get this M4 looking sharp. All right, time to document the progress. Got those patches all primed and ready to go. Looks good. All right, time to cut this piece to size. And there we have it, perfect. All right, time for the new fender. Perfect, looks good. Let's finish this section.
And the walk for this goose here, the known as Garai.
All right, running the bead on this floor pan. Should get a good seal. Look at it, just inspecting the weld. Looks solid, back to it. All right, new patch panel is ready. Lowering the helmet in.
Got it, that's a perfect bead.
Just needed a little reinforcement here. Check it out, solid as a rock now. Woo! Woo! I'm just putting down the initial primer coat now. Get a nice even base for the paint. All right, connecting the gauge, and we're up to 20 PSI. Looking good. Time to release the pressure. Yeah. Come on there, fat bike thing. All right, just need to tuck this back edge in perfectly. The restoration is finally complete. Let's test the new infotainment system. All right, time for the wheels. This is gonna be satisfying. Woo, look at that difference. Clean. Well, there you have it, the fully restored BMW M4 F82. It was a lot of work, but totally worth it.
Absolutely stunning.
Thanks. All right, time to test her out.
Let's see if this old girl still purrs.
The restoration is complete. Let's see how she handles.